you can build up all these constraints to actually making progress by focusing on systems. And that's what we're here to talk about today.
Yeah, and there's a good question to just ask yourself when it comes to moving your business forward, and we'll set some criteria around it. But a good question to ask yourself is, what is the purpose of this thing? What is this gonna help me do, and what will be the ROI? What will be the return on investment with this thing that I'm buying? And by the way, I think through programs the same way. I think through certifications the same exact way. What am I trying to do with it? Now, one of the things that coaches are famous for is they will just go find a bunch of learning programs. They'll go buy technology. They'll go buy a bunch of stuff. It sounds fun. It sounds exciting. It sounds like I like that stuff too. But then the more I've gotten focused, the more I've realized I actually avoid a lot of things that I don't need to get because it just saps away. Like Daniel mentioned, it takes, even if I have the monetary resource, I don't have the attention resource. I don't have the time resource to put into it, to learn it, to actually utilize it to move forward. It
Yeah.
becomes a distraction. It becomes a something that is actually impeding my progress.
And this is actually a really subtle point. I think it's really easy to say that. And then if you're a coach, like you don't see that you're doing it. Like even for me, like I'm probably doing some things that I don't need to be doing. And so I thinking about like the subtlety of this point for most of the journey of coaching, it's like a lot of things that you're resisting doing are being replaced by the ones that you find more comfortable to do. It's definitely more comfortable to say like, oh, the problem I have is actually the systems are wrong. It's so comfortable and easy to say that. It's like I don't have the right system. But usually it's actually you don't have the right action, right? Like I think, tell me what you think about this, Faisal. I think it's possible for a coach to build their business with nothing but Zoom and literally nothing else.
It's definitely possible.
And
Yes.
maybe a spreadsheet or even paper you could do.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
we are assuming that you have some of the basic things in there, like email or messaging. So we are
yeah,
assuming
yeah,
you have
yeah.
a
Okay.
phone with you. So
Well,
with
it
phone,
depends. It depends. You could build it strictly via phone, right? You could just be a
yeah.
phone
So
only.
phone,
It depends, right?
WhatsApp messaging, email, those kind of things. Like we're assuming that you have that. Then
Yeah,
outside
that's
of
true.
that, you just need a communication software.
Okay,
Uh,
something to keep. So let's talk bare minimum, right? Communication software, so you can connect and communicate with people that could become your clients. You need a way to deliver the coaching, which is Zoom,
yeah.
right?
Zoom or
You,
equivalent software that could be
Zoom
any.
or Google Meet or there's lots of free stuff. You need a way to accept money,
Yeah.
which could just be at the beginning, it could be Venmo, it could be Zelle,
Yeah, if you're in US, it's just Venmo. If you're like, let's say international, you could do like one of the payment systems, which are very
PayPal.
PayPal could be.
Yeah, you could actually be a solopreneur. Like you could do a sole proprietorship in the States, and you don't even necessarily need to have all the things that you need to set up, right? From a business perspective, you don't necessarily need all the stuff, right?
Yeah,
But you can get started and keep moving forward, eventually getting yourself into very little from a tech and setup point of view that you need.
right.
Like, is there anything we've missed in that bare list? A way to accept money,
No,
a way to do communication, a way to have calls. Anything else?
no, those are essentials. Like that's what you need to get started
Yes.
from a technology and system standpoint. Now there's and the reason why people don't do that because we, again, when we're starting out, we don't have a frame of reference. We're thinking of 100 different things because we're given a menu of things to get for you to
Feels
bring.
like not enough if you're in the restaurant, right? It's like, oh, you could just have an appetizer and a drink and
Yeah.
a meal, and you don't have to have all the stuff in the buffet. You
So
know?
we went to this restaurant, and you go to some restaurants, you go, they have like a very short menu. You go there and you can quickly pick, and they even come in and recommend a couple of things. Versus you go to another restaurant, some of these restaurants I've gone to like 5 pages of
Oh
menu.
my gosh, I did that. I did. So I went and did an obstacle race this weekend, and after the race, we went to the restaurant. It was a Mexican restaurant. It was amazing, but there was like 150,000 choices. There was like 17 sections, and each of them had 10 things. I'm like, how many chefs do you have? Like, how can you make all these things?
I
Maybe
don't
one
even know
chef
how
can
they
do it.
make that
I
stuff.
don't have time to think about this. And this feels like it's like when when I was a kid, especially, I remember as a kid, as at the buffet, my parents, we go to a buffet, it's all you can eat, and like there's like 1,700 things to eat. I had to try every single one, and so it's like I had to like just get little bits of everything. But like, as an adult, I don't necessarily want to try everything as a buffet. But that's even different from imagine going to a buffet. Like the coaching world is like a giant, mega, hyper, buffet that there's an infinite amount of floors, an infinite amount of like choices, an infinite amount of tools, infinite amount of everything you could do. How are you gonna go in there and be like, okay, I just need this one little thing, this one little thing, and that one. I need three things, and that's all I'm gonna take. And I'm gonna do that for 5, 6 months,
Yeah,
right?
and the reason why you don't know that is because one, the buffet is given to you by people who've been in business very long time. And also marketers or business coaches or people who have or
Different
just sharing
stages.
their journey. And they might be actually are sharing earnestly at best possible scenario. They're just sharing their journey, and worst case scenario, they're just actively manipulating you. But let's say give them the benefit of the doubt. They're giving you this menu of things you can do, but you don't have to do most of them because your business is not even close to where they are. In fact, most of the things I was taught 10 years ago, I'm starting to use them now. Literally, I'm starting to use them now with a team, with resources, with my business full time. Majority of the stuff that I spend time, energy, resources, and I'll share a story of this coach who was really frustrated when I got on a call with her, and she was struggling financially. She was struggling, and she was a parent. She was trying to do multiple things, and she said something in frustration. She's like, "Everybody thinks I'm successful, but I haven't even made my first sale." And I'm like, tell me a little bit more. She's like, I've set up this brand and I'm on social media and people listen to me and everybody assumes that but I don't even know what I'm doing in my business. So she actually copied the thing that a lot of marketers and people who are sharing their journey, but the surface part of it is like the outside part of it. She has nothing to show for it on the business, on the background side. And she's just as frustrated as ever. And she can't say otherwise because she's like, I thought I was supposed to do this, and I get it.
Yeah, I'm actually the opposite. In some ways, I'm exactly the same. Had been, but my social brand is like there's like I'm not even out
Yeah.
there. Like I'm barely out
Yeah.
there to speak with. But I can get clients. I signed a client just a couple weeks ago.
But going back to your journey in the beginning, what are the things that you were doing
Oh my
before you were
gosh.
getting